champions, but they're on a bit of a skid right now. I think last night was their 5th straight. So they're trying to. I think they're hoping, obviously, that this series with the Twins, because they did pretty well against them in Minneapolis, they're hoping that 5 games might put their standing a little better. But they are not off to a good start. So middle of the 4th right now, 1-0 Cleveland. That second game tonight set for around 7:10 here on WMMS. You're up home for Cleveland Guardians baseball. Hey, Leslie.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
You were talking last segment about trying to get people to visit you in Cleveland, since your family's from Chicago. Over the weekend, I had some friends come up from Florida for my wedding reception, and I've been trying to get them to come up for years, and they finally did it, and they were baffled by the weather because up here, I guess this is like their spring. And this weekend was a pretty blustery weekend for all of us, especially without any air conditioning. And, like, our friends were just, like, in hoodies, all zipped up. It's 80 degrees outside. And we're just looking at them like, are you messing with us right now? And they're like, no, this is wonderful. We're going to have to come up here in the summertime way more often because this is beautiful in comparison to Florida. And they checked out the art museum and kept going on about how they were surprised that something so nice as that is in Cleveland. And I'm like, yeah, we have a lot of really cool stuff.
No, listen, I've never been to Lincoln, Nebraska either, but I'm sure I could have a few nice days there. I mean, to your friends coming from Florida, this probably feels like San Francisco, But I mean, Leslie, but you also gave them a major life event. You gave them a destination. Some people get sent to Jamaica. You sent your friends to Cleveland. So nobody's going to come here and have a bad time for a few days. And frankly, I'm being a little cheeky with respect to my family because it's a hell of a lot easier for just me to go home than for all of them to come here. Like, again, I'm the only one, in all of our adult lives, I'm the only one that hasn't stayed there. So
that's a good point. You're a huge part of the equation because if we were inviting your family to hang out with like me or Mary, they might be like, yeah, that'll be great.
Love it.
Let me ask you something. Is Alan going to be there? Because that is really...
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal. Yeah, we got to find out one way or the other. But they had fun, Leslie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Say that everybody had fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your nuptials.
Thank you.
All right.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. There's Leslie who got married. Had her friends come up. Listen, there's all kinds of... you go to a city you've never been to before, you're going to go, oh, my goodness, I didn't know. It is funny when people go, I didn't know you guys had an art museum. Yeah, every roadside attractions have art museums. Right. It's not hard. Put a couple of things up. Now, people don't realize that there is a world-renowned symphony in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. They might not think about that. If you might not be geared towards that kind of music, might not be a big deal to you.
I mean, we have a great arts in general in Cleveland's great. You got the Museum of Art. You got Playhouse Square is one of the best theater districts in the country. Mm-hmm. There's so much good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alan, if only there were an organization that outlined Cleveland as a destination. Yeah, listen, they do great work over there at Destination Cleveland. Yeah. But you can't get everyone, right? I think that they promote themselves regionally. Over the years, we've had meetings for them for promotions that we've done, and it's, like, hey, you got people that go, hey, don't go to Pittsburgh, come to Cleveland,
Well, we play a lot of commercials on our station for West Virginia.
West by God, Virginia?
Which, I mean...
If only people had a reason to go to West Virginia, though.
Well, if you like comedy...
Lovers?
Virginia is for lovers.
What's almost
West
heaven.
Virginia is West by God,
lovers.
Virginia.
No.
For cousin lovers. Bill's going to be in West Virginia is the clunky point that I'm trying to make.
Oh.
Tomorrow and Thursday.
Tomorrow
he'll be gone from the show.
I will be tomorrow. Let's see what the name of the venue is. The Southside Junction Tap.
Oh.
In much the same way that...
Fayetteville, West Virginia.
In much the same way that my family has said, Cleveland, I don't know. Bill said, I'd rather be in West Virginia than in this room with you guys. And so that's what it is.
He's missing out.
That's just fine, right? June's almost over.
For the money that they're paying me, yes.
Right.
And then on Thursday, I'll be at the Morgantown Brewing Company. And guess what? Morgantown, West Virginia, which Mary did a few months ago. One of your clips from there got like 6 million, 7 million views
on TikTok from that. It's a really fun show.
Is that where WVU is?
Yeah.
Yes.
In Morgantown?
Yeah.
Go Mountaineers.
I mean, if you don't want to travel to West Virginia and you're still looking for comedy, I'm headlining Hilarities this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's right downtown on East 4th.
It seems conceivable to me that somebody could do both.
Yeah.
You know, but June basically got decimated for me because I was gone for 2 weeks, and so I had no concept of time. So all I've heard about the beginning of this week was people talking about the holiday weekend, and I go, what holiday is coming up? What am I missing?
Day?
It's
What?
already the friggin' 4th of July.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, which means summer. Half
Officially
over.
here.
It's half over officially here. July 4th is kind of like the midpoint of the summer, I think, at least mentally for people.
Sure.
Calendar-wise, it didn't even start until like last week. We're technically a week into summer. But I think for a lot of people, 4th of July kind of denotes the middle of summer.
I feel like 4th of July for me is like full swing summer. Like, this is when barbecues and cookouts and beach days and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
but then
what
it starts snowing 8 weeks later, and you're like, okay, well, that was fun, you know.
We had a good time.
We had a really good time, didn't we? But I think it's not inconceivable that somebody couldn't go to see Bill in West Virginia, a beautiful part of the country, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never made that drive,
I'm actually
Chef recommends.
very excited to go to Fayetteville because it's right near a national park that I really want to check out. So
Were you in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Is this another part of your Bill Does the Fayettevilles
I'm trying
tour?
to hit all the Fayettevilles.
Yeah.
That's what my 2022 tour is all
I think
about.
there's one in Indiana.
I think there's an Indiana. I think there's a North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Which
that's
I will
right.
be in North Carolina in October with Jim too, so maybe we'll stop in Fayetteville and check some more off my bucket list.
The Bill Squire Fayetteville tour. There's,
And then
of
I will
course,
rank all the Fayettevilles.
Oh, you will? Because there is a Fayetteville, Alabama. There is a Fayetteville, Illinois. Basically, every state has all the same,
Springfield,
name. Yes,
Fayetteville,
that's right.
yeah,
There's a
Columbus,
Cleveland in every state.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you want to come with me to Fayetteville, Illinois, that's a state that you can still get an abortion in. So if you need to get pregnant first, hit me up.
If you need to get pregnant, make sure that you hit Bill up.
And then you tag along.
Uh-huh.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Bone.
2 birds, 1 bone.
Yeah.
Now, I will point out that Fayetteville, Illinois is closer to St. Louis than any other major city in the state of Illinois. What am I saying? There's one major city in the state of Illinois, but it is closer to St. Louis, which puts you perilously close to
Rockford?
Missouri. Wait, what?
Rockford?
Rockford what?
Illinois.
What about it?
That the major city you're talking about?
Yes, correct. Aurora. I'm sorry. Naperville,
yeah.
Illinois.
Peoria.
Peoria, uh-huh. Fayetteville, Illinois, though, is near the Missouri border, which you want to be very careful when it comes to leaving it in, if that's your plan in the state, because Missouri, that's the nuclear option over there. You got to be really careful what you do. So just keep those gals on the Fayetteville side. You can take them over to Nashville, Illinois. You can take them. It's not that far. You can take them to San Francisco, Illinois.
Leave your heart there.
You can take them to. There's all kinds of. You can take them to Manhattan, Kansas. And just have a fine time all the way around. Let me give you $1,000 here. It is a chance for you to go fuel yourself. You might have noticed, if you're a person who pays attention to things, boy, gas isn't cheap. It's going down a little bit, but a little bit can go a long way here. So $1,000 for you. Listen closely, and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fuel yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword GRAND at WMMS.com. That's GRAND. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Purely by accident, we kind of spent a little bit of time in downtown Cleveland on Father's Day. We had only been back in town for a day or so. And I didn't really, I didn't really want to do anything specific or spectacular. And so I took Gwen and Nora downtown to show them where our new studios are.
Oh, cool.
Show them the progress there. They'd never been there. So we're walking around there. And then we thought, well, we'll walk around. My daughter wanted to walk around downtown a little bit. She's not down there. And so we had a little nosh over at Barrio on the patio, whatever. And next to Barrio right there is Vincenzo's. which as we were walking by, I go, oh, I got to try that place. Like when we all went to the Cavs game last winter, and Stansbury was telling me how great this Vincenza's place is.
So good.
I had never been there. It's like New York pizza, which isn't my jam, but I like pizza.
They have deep dish too. Not
Well,
like
that's not my
all
jam
kinds
either,
of saucy, but they have a lot of different
But
stuff.
anyway, everybody says it's really good.
Really
and as
good.
we walked by, again, this was on a Sunday, and so I didn't think they'd be open, but the sign in the door said, closed due to staffing issues, which a lot of places have, which is kind of the passive-aggressive way of saying, hey, we don't have enough people working here because these goddamn kids don't want to work for $4 an hour, or whatever the hell it is. Well, now they said that it's gone for good.
Yeah.
Closed for good.
So sad.
Do you think that they would open just so I could get a slice?
Maybe. I don't know how fresh it'll be. They're probably not making more.
But since 1979, they said the doors are currently closed, and management wouldn't confirm that they were closed for good, but they seem to have alluded to that on their social media. So I never got in there. I should have taken Dan's advice. I should have gotten in there at some point earlier. I've been downtown a couple of times. I should have ducked in, got a slice, didn't do it. And now I've missed the boat.
That was a staple lunchtime place for me for a few years because I had at one point 2 different bartending jobs downtown. So I would work one in the morning. I'd get off at like 1:30 or 2, and then the next one wouldn't start until 4. So I would go down to Vincenza's, grab a slice, I'd get some coffee, and then I'd have my little pizza coffee and then go into my second job.
Pizza coffee.
Oh, so good.
Yummy.
But yeah, dude, their pizza was banging. It was so, so good.
Well, that sucks, though.
That's a big bummer.
That, because, nature abhors a vacuum, which means some pizza spot downtown, it's there for the taking. So we were at Pizza 41, was it?
216.
What numbers were you going for?
412. It's a Pittsburgh area. I don't remember where I live. Pizza 216. We were there. I didn't have any of their pizza, but I mean the ambiance was
Their pizza was good.
certainly enjoyable.
Do you think there's a chance for Papa Giuseppe's to make a comeback?
Every time we talk about this, the audience always chastises me for even suggesting that we would bring back Papa Giuseppe's because it was such an abysmal failure the first time around. I've laid out for years. We know how poorly it went. We know what a bad idea it was. In hindsight, no way to tell at the time. But we know in hindsight what a terrible idea it was to open 2 locations right next door to each other. In our mind, we thought, hey, this will give people options. This was all pre-staffing issues. We had staffing issues too, just that we had too many people working at each location.
You had 9 tables and 15 servers.
That's essentially
What do
what
you think
it was.
is going to happen?
I don't know.
Friendly,
Pizza was
attractive
takeout.
female servers. We ain't got 'em. Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium.
So when we opened Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium, Bill and I thought we were finally going to get free of this godforsaken business and reinvent ourselves as culinary entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Right? Look at us. We're going to be pizza magnets.
Here's what
We're
we do.
going to be... Yeah?
We open an Alan Cox Show themed cafe, AC calorie counters. And there are healthy options curated by me and you.
Yeah.
There are snack options curated by Cody.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bill knows about the meat options.
There's
the meat and potato.
There you go.
American type
The
style.
Eat Your Feelings menu
Yes.
has been cultivated by one Bill Squire.
And each menu has the calories on it. So if you want to have a fat day that day, and we put together some kind of a, meat stuffed cheese pie that has 4,800 calories, or you can have Alan's kale chips.
Right. You can
I
have a
think it would be-
Triscuit.
I
That'd be
like
a
the
big
idea
deal.
of, too, having a wheel where you spin the wheel and whatever it lands on, that's what you got to eat.
That's what you got to eat.
Yeah.
We half off if you do that. Because you gotta incentivize them to spin the wheel.
How about
Otherwise,
this? Double price.
you have to pay twice as much for
Yes.
something you don't even like.
Yeah.
I think you guys aren't great at restaurant planning.
Food poisoning, schmooge schmoisoning. You'll be fine. Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium.
I'm sorry, does that sound like bad planning?
I think a little bit.
What's the secret to our delicious pizza? Simple. It's just microwaved Lunchables. Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium.
Now, I never signed off on that. That's patently false. They were not
Ridiculous.
microwaved. Lunchables.
Yeah.
You don't have to microwave Lunchables.
was
So
toaster
that's...
oven.
Huh?
It was a toaster oven.
Oh.
Papa Giuseppe's Chicken Tablecloth Pizzatorium. You're gonna get stuffed. I guarantee.
Well, anyway, R.I.P. to Vincenzo's. Your biggest loss was never having Alan Cox as a customer. But there it is.
You think that's killing them? That's keeping them?
That's why they're closed.
It would have been great if we could have just served one slice to Alan that he ate half of and said, oh, it was okay.
No. Not that that would have kept them open. Of course not.
No, I'm
but
not
it has
saying
to be
that.
a professional regret.
Right, but I'm saying that's their biggest professional regret is what you're saying.
One of, maybe not the biggest, but
according
it's
to
up,
him, it's the
up there.
biggest.
I'm
up
saying
there.
it's on the list.
It's on the list.
And
Top
you know
five,
where it is
top
on the
five.
list? The very top. There's a Fayetteville in Georgia. People are giving me all the Fayettevilles.
A lot of Fayettevilles out there.
Yeah, a lot of Fayettevilles. I've got some wiener news here for people who are...
Wiener news.
Some guy got escorted off of a flight. He was flying from Detroit Metro to the Denver airport on Saturday after he airdropped a photo of his dong to everybody on the plane. Now, they say everybody, but it requires you to have an iOS. Yeah, it requires you to have an iPhone. Now, that might have been the majority of the people on there. Some girl who was sitting next to him, allegedly on TikTok, recounted this whole saga. And it was a picture of apparently a lady's lips near his tip. And he thought it was really funny. Now, this guy looks exactly like you think he'd look.
God, they're never cute.
He's an overweight middle-aged guy with like a gray goatee. Looks like he's, going to shoot 18 at Pebble Beach or something, right? And apparently he thought it was hilarious. And once they landed, the cops got this guy.
I'm talking to this guy, we're just making friends, and I say to him, oh my god, I just got an airdrop from Larry's iPad. And so I accept it, and there it was. It was a picture of like a...
First of all, why would you accept an airdrop from someone you didn't know?
I don't know.
woman's face and like a little bit of pee at the bottom. And I look over and I said, are you Larry? And he said, yes, I am. Did you mean to send me this? And he said, yes, I did. And I said, are you sending it to everybody? And he said, yes, I am. So we do think he has like a kink and like he's totally gonna like think about it, played into it. The plane lands and Larry gets escorted off, and then I actually don't know if anything happened to him. We were told he's probably getting arrested.
Listen, don't kink shame this guy. You accepted the airdrop. You have the right to refuse an airdrop, right? If I'm on a plane and I see somebody's trying to drop some air
What else would it be?
onto my phone, right? What, the guy asking you a question about the menu?
Larry's iPad. Come on.
No one
No one.
would accept a drop from Larry's iPad.
It's just
Plus, it
such
was a
an-
mistake. She goes, did you mean to do this? He said yes.
It's just such a middle-aged man thing to do, to take a picture of your dong with an iPad. Like that. I feel like that's
Makes it
like,
look bigger.
You always see like ladies trying to take pictures with an iPad of their grandkids and hold it up. It's like bigger
Grandma's
than their
notorious
whole
for
head.
that.
Yes.
Because Grandma
that's
doesn't
what I
have
mean.
an iPhone, so she just has an iPad.
Right.
And so when we'll go to that, she's like, oh, I'll bring my iPad. I'm like, I'll just take pictures.
Right.
And then you don't have to bring your
Giant
iPad that's fragile and you could drop or forget or something, and then I'll
Yeah.
just send them to you later. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's not hard to do.
I mean, in the absence of an iPhone, I could kind of see it if you're somebody in that generation and that's your gadget, right?
Yeah.
Or that's your tablet or whatever. Like, I understand it. But yeah, when they hold them up, like, there's a high
it's-
degree of difficulty there.
it's very funny when they have to take a picture with it, though.
Yeah.
And she always gets mad. She's like, I always try to take pictures of the sunrise with it, and it just doesn't look the same.
You're telling me a photo of the sunrise doesn't look the same as an actual sunrise through your eyeballs? Weird.
Well, it just doesn't even begin to capture it because,
Of course not. It's the majesty of nature, Bill.
well, I mean, she's got a nice city view, so when you look at the city, it looks way closer, and then you put an iPhone or any camera on it, and it looks way further away.
Plus,
And
you're
it's
also
kind of a bummer.
You're also team sunset pictures.
I'm a
Yeah.
sunset fan too. My mom
I like
on
the sunrise.
vacation.
I just don't want to get
You
up.
guys are out there eating and praying and loving.
My mom on vacation, she said she had never seen a sunrise before. So the day that we left, we watched the sunrise.
That's patently false.
That's why I was like, Mom,
She's a grown
there's
woman.
no way. And she goes, no, I have never sat and watched the sunrise. She said she had never done that. She's 63. And so I woke up at 5 in the morning with her and we did it. And I was like, this is...
You have to avoid never seeing a sunrise in your life.
I thought so too, but that was her claim that she had never seen it.
Wow.
And it only... I don't watch the sunrise very often, but it only confirmed that I am 100% team sunset. Through and through, as the day is long.
No, they're great.
Team sunset.
Fantastic. Oh, you mean as opposed to sunrise?
Yes, if it's sunrise versus sunset,
Same
I would
thing.
rather watch a sunset. No, because the sun sets and then you can kind of go like chill and hang out. The sunrise, no, I got all day. It's 5:30 in the morning.
You mean time of day.
I'm tired, I'm aggravated.
You mean time of day. The sunset and
It's
sunrise are
lackluster.
the exact, but they're the exact same thing.
But they're not.
Yes, they
Because
are.
then it's daytime. At nighttime, I can do
But
nighttime things.
The light
You
going
like the
over
witching
horizon.
hour. Yeah.
Like that's
It's the exact same
the
thing.
same thing.
I think there's a
That's
sense of accomplishment in a sunset. Like, we made it. We made it through another day, guys. We did
I
it.
think
High
the
five.
sunrise, you go, let's take on the day.
No.
There's a lot of people that
It's
like
quiet
to
because a
wake
lot
up
of other people aren't up yet.
for the
That's what
sunrise,
I love.
yeah.
I love it.
Well, that's stupid
I love it.
to me.
Because the sunrise, I'm like, or a sunset rather, I'm like, I put the kid to bed, I got to do the bath, I'm already wiped, that whole
See,
thing.
I'm the opposite. I can go home and relax.
Yeah, you don't have a kid.
Exactly.
Right.
So 5 in the morning is not my cup of tea.
You go back to bed.
You go back to bed.
But now I'm already up. I'm already up.
Is it hard to go back to bed?
I'm up and I had a thing.
It's not hard to go back to bed.
You don't know me.
It's really hard for her to go. Don't tell me what triggers my going back to bed.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those triggers.
You
All
One.
those triggers, my pillow triggers.
Can I talk to the manager about going back to bed?
Let me take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192 to get that in, AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch. And you can listen anywhere and drop us messages, too, on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7
WMMS. Rover's Morning Glory.
There is a little girl, 2-year-old Isla McNabb, now the youngest Mensa member in the U.S. 2 years old. And Mensa is